Yo, it's definitely the Cloud Chaser TV, man. We back up in this thing again, you dig?
Yo,
Yo, what's good?
yeah, I can hear you. You hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah, but I can't see nobody. Oh, can I? Nah, I see me. Hold on. Okay. He's still black though. Everybody can see me.
salute, salute,
Maybe.
salute, salute, salute.
What up? You was, oh, and then you went out again.
No, I'm good. I'm in the cut. I'm in the
Okay.
cut right now, bro.
Okay. TXG. What's the deal, brother? Damn, phone to the.
Talk to us, man. Let them know where you from, man.
I'm trying to see. Damn, what the fuck? All right. I'm from Boston. Boston, Mass, baby. Beantown.
Boston Beantown, man. Like all your life. How far you go back, like the '80s or the '90s?
Um, say late 80s. I stayed in VA too. So not all my life. So like 80s, late 80s, and then middle of the 90s. I stayed in VA. Stayed in Holly Cove, a VA. Piece of my Holly Cove niggas, and in Norfolk too, and then back to Boston.
No, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So like what type of like during that era, man, like what was it though? Like was it a hustler's vibe or what was going on around there?
Which one? What growing up?
Yeah, growing up, like 12 years old. What year we talking?
All right, 12. Like around 12. I mean, that's when Boston was popping. Like this for people who don't know about Boston's like this. We not, you know what I'm saying, no flag rockers, no gang affiliated like that. At the time, maybe 12 years old, not known block or street like that, but I'm from Sutton Street. At the time, Washington Street. I'm not affiliated, but it was around Castlegate. Castlegate is like one of the major gangs. Now, like I said, the difference is our gangs in Boston is we didn't we don't flag or nothing. So it's like different streets, and the dudes is from the streets. They represent where they from and the area that they from. And streets, you might have somebody, or as you know, anything else, everybody and they want to be somebody or whatever. They into their own clique. And at the time in the 80s, it's just like what's on my hat. And I'm not from here, but it got different now. But like we represent hats. So like I said, the original Red Sox hat was Castlegate, humble, humble Raiders, Oakland Raiders hat. So that's how you represented in Boston is when you threw on that hat and them starter jackets. And yeah, it was a hustles mentality. Like, everybody selling crack. Well, I wouldn't say everybody, because like I said, at my time, like you said, 12, most of the time it was 13, 14, 15, the teenagers. And when I grew up, like what's going on today was totally different. Like you couldn't be in Boston and be all over the place, rocking jury. You wasn't in the game. You had to be somebody to be outside and be in certain places and be selling drugs. You just wasn't gonna be just anybody, you know what I'm saying, and be outside pumping. Um Myself, I was lucky because when I was like 10 years old, I stayed by the place that I mentioned before on Washington Street by Castlegate, and somebody had put me on. I had a candy hustle. I got with a guy that was actually from Oakland. Keith Shine was a good guy, was like a father mentor to a lot of people on the streets. And he had a kid event. We used to sell things like turtles, mints, chocolate and shit, whatever. Be funny to a lot of niggas, but it was great because I was 10 years old, bummy, people, some of my family smoking crack and shit like that. So I got on that van. We started hustling. He used to take us to the white neighborhoods and stuff like that. So that's why I got to even learn a lot of the areas and going to Somerville, Cambridge, Massachusetts, Brighton, like knowing the area and making money when I was like 10, 11 years old, hustling. And most of the people on that van, they was older than me and all of us. And I love all them dudes, but they was older, around my same age. And that dude was like a father figure to a lot of guys. I have my father though, but he was a father figure and a great person, and used to take us to do sports and take us to a lot of places and stuff like that. And I'm just going on with this one because it was very monumental for me. But eventually, like anything else, most of the people on that van are no longer here, and obviously because they took that hustle. We was young entrepreneurs, and that's actually what it was. It was called American Teens or young entrepreneurs, and they took that entrepreneur somewhere else and took it to a gangster level. The ones that was older than me, and so on and so forth. So, like I said, um, we throw this when you see a Boston nigga, we throw up the three. That's not game. Or like with Paul Pierce, like when he came out here, I'm missing it. But we throw up the three out here. That's just three stripes Adidas, and it's just a representation of all of Boston, which is Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan, for the most people, South End too, and yeah. So basically that was just cracking, being on the Ave, and like I said, you just wasn't
So
at
like what type of like when you come okay, so you told me about what was going on around that area during that time. So what was going on with you exactly? How was you moving around? What type of obstacles was you coming across?
well, like I said, when I was 10, like I said, when I was 10, I was on that van and I was getting money, like, cause I was, my man, I'll keep moving. Yo, so like me, for as I came, so my obstacles was first, like going to school, dealing with street shit, and like getting influenced by rap music, by Coogee rap, and all the different types of styles of music and shit. You know what I'm saying? Public Enemy, like different type of all that stuff. Listening to Q, all that stuff is in my ear. But then I'm going home to a crack environment, so I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? Then like going outside, yeah, you gotta fight, you gotta hold it down. But then I'm from Boston, John Woo. I'm from Boston, 617, baby. So then you gotta mainly like I mainly was just like hustling off of, like I said, legally hustling as a little nigga. And like I said, at 10, 11 years old, I'm making 40, 30, $50 a day. So like I might as well, I'm kind of doing better than these dudes that was even selling crack. Cause at that time, them dudes was taking 3,400 off the big from the OGs and shit like that. So you see what I'm saying? Unless they was really flipping and really on a joint, a lot of them ain't even really have money like me. You know what I'm saying? If you was a slow hustler, because I was having like $250. Like if I really did my money right, I was having like $250. 11 years old, I probably had like 200. I was holding down my whole family, like I said, because me and my little sister used to be struggling. My peoples are smoking. You know what I'm saying? I'm
So
the
you
nigga.
yeah. So you saying hold on. So you saying at 11 years old, you was pretty much holding down your whole family, making
Yeah,
your
my
250 in the street.
yeah, like I mean, it probably take me a week but it probably take me a week. I ain't gonna gas it, probably, but I would work on that
No,
van.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So yeah, about that, I ain't gonna go recant on it. And I used to try to stash my money and come up, you know what I mean? Because without them, my people are smoking. So all the Adidas, all the clothes that I was coming up with, I was buying that shit on my own. My parents ain't brought me no clothes since I was probably like 8 years old.
So like
Like I
so
used to have to buy soap. When I
so
look at
like
like
what you
shit,
saying is like let me bring you back to something. So when you coming up and you seeing the way you get money is, you know what I'm saying, the result to the streets and hustle, right?
mm-hmm.
So when you going through this type of environment, you hustling and you gotta eat and your family gotta eat. But how do you feel about like are you hustling the same thing that your family is using?
Nah, see, that's the thing that's good. That's a great question, brother. On like It took me a long time because the funniest thing is I had the yin and the yang from a young situation. That's why I think it saved me within God too, is because I was double parent. Like they both was getting high, but then I still was shook from my parents because my parents, even though it was getting high, when they weren't getting high, they was regular parents. Like they was on some shit, and I still had to respect them, and still I didn't really want to run in the streets neither. I wasn't never like I never like sold crack, yeah. And I mean, even up to like when I really got in the streets and really started doing that, yeah, I never really kind of. I think that's why I didn't really excel in that shit because I didn't really like selling.
Hold on, your mic is sounding a little off right now.
I don't
Hold
know what I
on,
could
let me
do about
see.
them.
Uh,
Maybe turn
you
it
got
down.
it. You got the No, put the phone. Put the phone. Is you holding the phone or is it
No,
still?
I'm on the computer, bro. You know I'm on the computer.
Are you on the computer? Okay,
Yeah.
cool, cool. So I would say, hold on. All right, let's keep going.
You hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. You remember what you was at. So I mean the last part I think what you was asking me
Ted,
what
salute.
yeah, what last thing you was asking me is like for the further to move on is like maybe 5, 6, 7 years later or whatever. Even when yeah, that definitely yeah, Rossway, Dorchester, Mattapan, out the Crawfords. Okay, Timmy Tap, I see that. Yeah, Mattapan, Sutton Street, Dorchester, Esmond, Strong, Grove Hall, nothing nice. Downtown, you know. So yeah. So like yeah, I think that's like I was saying, I think that's why I never really excelled into selling crack anyway and never really excel. I mean try to be a boss player with it because like I'm a different type of animal, different type of cat. I'm not that's why I think also with God I'm not a jealous person because I never like was one of them type of kids that like that shit blew my mind. I mean I would see things and it would be exciting and I would see dudes with girls and I know it's because of what they doing, but it never really excited me because I knew that that was the same thing that was punishing my home, whether a motherfucker think that's corny or not, but I'm a person that was affected by that fully. So I never really like never really did that because like I said, especially at the time, like I'm telling you, like I went from like the craziest thing, yeah, East College get busy, Timmy Tap. Like, you know what I mean? I never really my Cape Verdean stand up. Like I never really got too excited because like I told you before, when I was young, even at 12, so like I was on that candy van for like 2 or 3 years, like 2.5, and the dude helped me get them sneakers and stuff. So I'm doing stuff legally and getting like I told you, unless you like, I mean, of course, a lot of niggas made more than 250, but I'm doing it legally and I'm still going to school. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing like I'm not playing for school, but I'm playing football. I'm still living like a regular kid. I see what's going outside, and people is more involved than me. I'm not a person from a big family. So it was like certain things that I had to like figure out what was going on and protect myself in the right way. So I think, looking back and stuff, I did a lot of things right. And like I said, man, I don't know the nature of the trees, the soil me, where I just wasn't too infatuated by that shit. So as again, once I even got older to the point, like I said, the pumping, I mean, I'm majorly so like I always think about the joke about it. I probably sold like about an elephant and a half of weed though, but like the crack game never really excited me like that.
So like when it came to like movies like Blue Hill Avenue,
But they made that in
was it
Canada,
a
but it relates. My fault. I
yeah,
answered
was
what
it
you
a good
got.
depiction of what was going on during that time frame? Like even when they was younger?
Yeah, I mean, see, yeah, because I got you. You get into the good joints because, like I said, I'm only going on answer to and elaborate. But it's a good depiction. It just sucks that at the time of the money, everybody's going to Toronto, and it shot in Toronto. It wasn't shot in Boston, but it kind of gave a good depiction in certain ways. Like except they ain't put Shea Vus in there. You know what I'm saying? If like anybody know Boston, like you would want to put Shea Vus in a situation of a movie. You know what I mean? But Shea Vus works because I just threw it out there for y'all as like a skating ring in Mattapan, which was very dangerous, especially for a lot of cats that's not from out here. I mean, from like it was in
Top of it,
Mattapan
Mino.
and in Murder Pen, where I was from at the time. Again, I rep Murder Pen in Dorchester Moore, but it was in Mattapan, and that's why I give it to to like South End, to Roxbury cats, and dudes that is tough that come from more further up that would come to Chez Vu because Chez Vu's is a skating ring, but that's what you did when we was teenagers, and it was a couple of times a week, Saturday and Sunday or whatever. But them Roxbury dudes, like we home, you know what I'm saying? And they had to get on this bus to go home, and like niggas get fucked up going to Chez Vu's, you know what I'm saying? And like with them kids from other places, they're coming there, take that risk.
So did you have any like when it was going on, like even like I didn't see it in the movie, but was it any type of, because it's East Coast in New York, they like to move around. Was it any type of influence during that time with New York?
What you mean? What type of influence?
Like was New York guys around?
Oh, I mean, see, that's why I always give like Doobie saying Brook, like, you know, that's one thing I give New York. New York niggas, wherever they think some money's at, they're gonna go. That's why I give a New York motherfucker. They if they know some money there, they gonna go. Oh, you nigga, Vincenzo and Murder Pen, yeah, Murder Pen, no doubt. You know, that's a nigga put Hick Street up there, Sutton Street, Spartan Dogs. So yeah, and Theodore too, and Wilson. I'm sorry, cause he's must be from out here. He know what's popping, so I gotta give a shout out. And Esmond Street, I gotta get shout out in Grove Hall again. But yo, nah, I mean, we always had, like I was telling the kids from out there that I talked to, we always kind of like had issues with, you know what I'm saying? We the baby brother, we the
Right.
baby brother of them. So, and we always had smoke the all night. Like if you know about Ray Benzino, also, them motherfuckers always held us down and went to New York and got busy, went to Cali to let people know about Boston, and like how you kind of asking, and people don't know. And what I was gonna get into is like, you know, it's not all white people, and you know, it's a lot. It's like I said, it's those hoods that I said, and then especially as time goes on, you have the crazy Lynn City, and it's Atlanta Kings out there, Cambridge, even Chelsea is mixed divide. Brockton, how the hell I'm gonna forget the Brockers where Marvin Hag was from? You know, that my cousins from out there was a big Willie Brockton get busy. They now currently, of course,
So let me ask you something though, like with the, like when it come to Boston,
but we
and it's a big Irish too influence, right? It's
But like I was
Irish.
telling you, not no really, no, it do, but it ain't really have no influences on us. We
On yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. Did it have
Nah,
any influence
nah,
on
definitely it
the
happened.
black
Only
culture?
influence it had on us is, well, I'm too young for it to really on it, and what I went through it too is the only influence that it really. Cause see, this is how it is too that I left out. It's like what I said, what I just gave shout out to is the Chez Vu things like this. We really, especially with them being white, we have no reason to go to South Boston. So, but I ended up going to school there. Just like if y'all ever Google up in South Boston, we got bus. So what happened was they shipped, vice versa. They shipped them kids deeper and let us go to South Boston, and the South Boston, the whiteys, you know what I'm saying, they rocked up the buses or whatever. But it wasn't no influences. I understand what you're saying because it was a mob thing, but they never came in the hood and like hit nobody with no packs, or like, I mean, of course it's somebody big or somebody older, like a bumpy, our bumpy, but it's nothing that came back to my mind, or I've never seen like no mob dude in my hood ever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not far from here. Everything is like everywhere. Like I tell you that I'm from Mattapan, Dorchester, and Rockford thing, South End. All of it is like if you get in the car, like Dorchester and Mattapan, you can walk those two. I mean the borders of Mattapan and Dorchester, those are walkable on all types of sides of it, the borderline of those two towns, that you can walk them. You know what I'm saying? But and saying at the same time, what you asked me about the Irish is like when I was growing up, like you asked me, most of the time, if you from Mattapan, you stayed in Mattapan. If you from Dorchester, you stayed in Dorchester. You from Roxbury, you stayed in Roxbury. That's
Mm.
again, I said the Chez Vu thing because you, like I said about coming outside pumping and stuff like that, you didn't just go all over the place like that. Orchard Park is Roxbury too, where Bobby Brown New Edition is from. That's a big major project. New York niggas was out there too, and did some stuff until they end up eventually, until things for a Boston gangster's perspective got right. But yeah, but they don't have any influence now. The Charles, like, I mean, and that's who's my guy? Just Boja is from Boja ran that. If obviously you know about Waddy Boja, if that's why you asked about the Irish thing. And that's South Boston. But I actually went to school myself, middle school, and before I left with to go into high school, I went to South Boston. It's very racist over there. You could be over there for a while. Used to be time I met my schoolmates. I'll go over there and play football with them. It get dark. History. It's time for you to go. You know what I'm saying? I actually work over there now, and I'll be thinking about it and telling some of my coworkers, like, we couldn't be over here waiting on this bus back in the day. But nah, they never brought any influences. I mean, I'm glad they didn't. Just like the town, if you've seen the town, the Charlestown kids. I mean, I'm just seeing it just like y'all. I was oblivious to it. Them dudes, I mean, the dope heads, but from the projects, white projects. Um, but those kids was out there bank robbers. They're known to everybody out there.
So let me hold on before
Our
you
white
even.
folks are definitely serious. And our white girls. That's one thing I'll tell you. Both of them species out here, like you're Boston, like you go to the Garden, you go to Celtics game, popping that shit. You go to the Patriots game. Like our white people out here are very serious. Like
So
you
let
got
me let me ask you a question, right? So when it come to like you said that white people got their own projects or different races, like everyone got their own. Is it that segregated where everyone has their own? Like if you poor, you live in your own poor neighborhood with your race, or if you rich, you live in a neighborhood with your rich race. How is it?
okay, you gave it back to me. Something like that in a way. Like I can't think back then. Well, I would say it like this. When I'm from, like I said, Mattapan is like this. Mattapan is the majority of Mattapan is Haitian people, West Indian people, and black people. Dorchester is the same, but then Dorchester got Spanish and Dominican people with them. Roxbury the same, like Mission Hill projects the same. The projects got black and Hispanic people. So like everything I'm gonna tell you, this Boston like is black. That's why I think I told like I had a brief conversation with you too. Yeah. Well, no, all of them mixed with Roxbury got Spanish people. Mission Hill is Roxbury, bro. But anyway, like I told you, before, it's like all of the projects, because we don't have many projects, but all of the projects have black is mixed, don't have black, Spanish, and Dominican people. But then, like you said, for nationalities, when it comes to all of us that's supposed to and understand and recognize that we're black, we're all black together with different
Mm.
nationalities speaking. Now, South Boston, them Irish people, like you said, most of them over there where Waddy was at and where it is now, like now it's segregated. I mean, it's integrated like a month. Like you have black, Spanish, you have everything in them projects where they was running. Now it's just like if you go to A Street and D Street and stuff like that, it's nice little places and it ain't nothing but white because it's just white and you wouldn't want to stay there if you was black. But there is a sprinkle. It's a little sprinkle.
Gotcha, gotcha. So like, let me ask you a question. So now, like now we move. You about 18 years old, man. Like, who are you at that point, and what type of environment? First, give me the environment. Is it the same? And then, let me know what you was doing during that time.
Well, it's kind of tough because you skipped a joint that's always funny because in my teenage years, my early teenage years, to like then, so we gonna get. I mean, because we're gonna do this on another time or whatever. My teenage years, because things was getting so bad with the crack epidemic, is that both of my parents are from down south, are from VA. So we moved to VA those years that they
So
took.
tell me what age is that? What age you
So I
still at
probably
then?
stayed in VA from like 14 to 18. Like my shits though, when you smelling your nuts, I lived in VA. Out
Got you.
there, um, out there, it was kind of like it was slow. I met some of my brothers to the day, like to kind of fast forward that in a way, but I was like, it was situational. I got into a lot of shit because like slow down there for me, and I wasn't having, what I'm saying, I wasn't having money. And my hood down there is just like what you was explaining one time I heard you before or talking to somebody else. It's like what you was probably seeing a shot or something. Like my hood was like down there, was them apartment complexes type of deal, and it was a one way, one in, one way out type of situation. You
Mm-hmm.
got to be driving down there at the time, and only way that you gonna get some. And then like my parents, like I said, they crack is crack, like this doing good for a while, to the point like my mom was like design shit. Like my crib used to be like one of the dopest cribs in the motherfucking whole community and shit. And then it just went downhill. And I still, like I said, I was slacking, and just what I did is like what you see on other situations with myself is that I rap. So I was heavy. That's when I was definitely young, and I was definitely heavy in my rap shit. And I used to play rec ball and play ball. And like I said, I met some of my brothers, Long Boy, Paco, Ron J, best friends ever. Still got into the day without me even being out there for 20 years. And we used to just be living like regular teenagers and just making it happen. I used to be hurting because I was like the 11-year-old thing. I went from me making my own money, and I couldn't do that. That hustle wasn't there. It was a hustle to what I'm saying, to just either be just like crack and shit or whatever. And then it was niggas older than us. But then, so I'll give you like 15, 6, like 16, 17. Them dudes end up getting locked, and like anything else, when it was our turn, my hood turned up, my homies turned up. I was like still being on some like Karis One shit, just making everybody rap and shit. And I was chilling. That's how I am, laid back and just getting everybody on the rap shit. And then I just at the times, what I'm saying, I had to step it up. And then I just put my thumb into the green, like, and just start fucking with a little bud, what I'm saying, and got my ass out of there. But in between then, I mean, also hustling. I mean, I try to, cause I like I said before, this is an interview and shit. I don't never try to like personally try to glorify like nothing in this minor. I ain't I have been involved with shooting, but I don't try to glorify things, and I'm not like no ill ass nigga like that. But what we was mainly doing, like me and the dude Pop, like we first started doing stuff, our first shit, we was breaking in mad cribs and shit like that. And like one of the first time I got tagged, them motherfuckers, the peoples try to hit us, like, cause they was only, what I'm saying, like they try to hit us with over shit, like try to hit us with like 100 and some cribs. Fortunately, the first time that I had got caught up, the what do you Cold D of mine's, whatever, he Takeshi'd me, but he did me a favor by doing so, and I beat my first one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
With all those charges over my head. You know what I'm saying? So I felt comfortable. I chilled. I just went back in the hood and just used to be writing rhymes and trying to get the brothers right. And then, but my man went up for a long time. Then,
Hold on. Let me stop you. Let me stop you. So now, when it come to, because you talked about how you chose not to really, say you chose not to indulge in selling crack, right? Because of the situation that you probably seen with your family. So like when you going through all these different trials and error, what kept you focused? Like who was it? Like was it an OG around you, your father? Who somebody, like, was it an uncle, cousin? Who kept you focused on you need to be doing whatever you was doing?
I mean, not to be on no bullshit. Like that's why I like not to toot my own horn. That's why sometimes I looked at some inside me and some outside of me is just that I know that like certain things. That's what a lot of brothers and got a problem with is like not recognizing themselves and looking in the mirror and understanding what you're about and what you're a part of and what you're capable of. I know what I'm capable of and I know what I am and what it is. But it's like I wish, like I mean, my pops was like I said, my pops was there the whole time. And then the funny thing too that I ain't, you know, I am supposed to lead this out, but like I said, I left out. It's just like in the middle of it because the same thing happened for the same reason that we moved there in the middle of like or closer to the half of us being in VA. My pops had enough and he split, took me and took him and my little sister back to the bean. You know what I'm saying too. So, like you said, there's a lot of controversy. But it's you know what I'm saying, you young, and that's why I like fucked up in school because I wasn't focused. I really thought that I could rap. You know what I'm saying? I thought that shit was going. Like you couldn't convince me that like I wasn't going to be able to rap and shit like that. I think that I kind of maybe convinced myself, which I think to the day is still good, even if it was a lie to myself. That like I just knew that the shit in the struggle just wasn't for me, and I just kept cracking at whatever it took to stay alive without going to jail forever at the same time. But I still put myself in situations, and I still was around a lot of real shit because out there it's very dangerous. Just like recently, I went to go, but it was like again the gardens, trees, the earth, and whoever cared about me. I didn't go, and in my hood they throw this anniversary and I ain't go and shit got crazy out there. And 20, I believe, yeah, 13 niggas got killed, and them niggas let off like 350 some shots, like similar to your type of situation. But that don't supposed to happen in my hood. And my hood is like no, you know what I'm saying, 1,000 feet big, like 2,000 feet. No, I mean bigger than that. But you know what I'm saying. My hood's not big like that, man. And 13 people got touched, and like it was just all crazy. And I didn't even get to go out there. And it was just like, and then we went to the city. I went to the city with my sister and my mom's, and then I was calling, getting the calls, and people. It was crazy out there. That shit made CNN. Holly, like I said, Holly Cove, Virginia. You can look that up. I mean, it's Chesapeake, Virginia, but I call it Holly Cove, Virginia, because it's Holly Cove. You know what I'm saying? And I just, we went through a lot of tough times. And I mean, not even that, like I said, I had my dude on Reginald Cherry, Lone Boy, Ronald, Ron J. Like I had them brothers and we used to just play ball. We just lived our teenage lives and just knew. And again, like my man Paco, the other guy, a part of the square, also used to say, is like, it's like our hood wasn't even really like a ghetto or hood. It was more community. So like we all knew each other, and like even the beefs, like nobody really like I just said that catastrophe, the tragedy, and that shooting that happened at that memorial that they had. Nobody, like we didn't even get locked up for pumping or nothing out there. Nobody ever got killed. None of my teammates and nobody that was in my hood ever killed each other out there. So that really rocked them people. You know what I'm saying? In all the years I stay out there for 4.5 to 5 years, and people been out there all their lives. And it was a couple of murders even when I was out there with my people. So now I'm contradicting, but it was one murder. I feel try to gloss that my people's apart, but like that shit didn't happen for one time to like quadruple in one night. Like really, you know what I'm saying, really fucked up that situation. Like I said, I think what you asked me is just more or less that I just I just stayed on top because that's like I said, OGs, I love them. I had them out here. It's some in another part of Virginia, and it's some out there too, but it wasn't an everyday thing. But it was people because, like I said, it was more love and community out there more than anything more of enemies and us beefing with each other. Even the older people, like I said, we kind of almost have more beef with the older, the OGs of that community more than anybody else. But one thing that they did is when they did some crazy shit with with some people in Portsmouth, with a town that's known too, that's supposed to have been tougher than us or whatever, they let us know when they jack them kids up that yo, we gotta be strapped up and ready because they're gonna come through because they did them dirty, and like just shit like that. So they put us on to let us know to be ready. But for the most part, I think having my brothers is we call each other the square, Long, Paco, and Jay. We the square and like we help each other. And like I said, I won't diss no older person. It's people that came through in the way that I'm probably not thinking of like that, but it wasn't no everyday person beside myself, God, the trees, energy, what type of person I am to keep myself away from that mess.
Mm. So like during that time, did you have like a spiritual advisor? Did you did you go to church? What was it? Or you just left all that stuff alone? Like you just did you telling me you just did all that from just, you know, seeing what was going on and just knowing that subconsciously you don't want to be that way.
Excuse me. More the latter, bro, because I never went to church. Like, I mean, I don't, I mean, I could be disrespectful to others or even myself in a way, but I don't know nothing about the Bible like that, bro. Like, I think I know that
Not
I'm,
even hold on. Let me stop you there. I ain't talking about just the Bible. When I say spiritual advisor, I mean like
no, I,
just somebody to keep you motivated.
okay. Nah, those are my, I kind of seen, I'm just saying that I didn't know, because I mean, some people would probably take that as being disrespectful, that they don't know the Bible, but I wasn't, but no, I just know you know, you got this shell, you got this system, you know yourself. I know that I'm a spiritual person, you know what I'm saying? Period. So like I said again, it's like I understand what you're saying, and then like yeah, like I said, I didn't see. It's just knowing yourself and then being in that thing, and like I said, I went from a city to a country. Now it's not like it's kind of better out there for them to get along and stuff. And I ain't drive, so like you got to be driving down there and stuff like that. So we ain't get to do nothing but see each other every day and do certain things. I mean, we went out, we got parties in certain time, and we went to Virginia Beach. We went, you know, the Pharrell's Hood and the Cliffs, seen them. Like we went out to them places and did certain things, but for the most part, we stayed in the hood. So it's just like it gotta be, you know, life gotta be better than this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, at like I said, at the same time, it's just like even though you seeing shit, it's like I said, all mainly what you're looking for is just like even coming back up here and being up here from the beginning. It's just like I'm not no follower, bro. Like I can be around stuff. I've been around a lot of people, but I was never no follower. So I think that kind of like really sums up what you asking me on that note. It's just like knowing yourself, even though it's kind of at a young age, you know, just kind of knowing yourself and not like overdoing stuff, you know what I'm saying? Knowing that that's not you. That's just like I said, I seen it and I put a bad reference to it and my man had to tell me, but that's just like Boys in the Hood when old boy when Cuba Jr. gets out the car, telling him like he ain't down with them to ride. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't like most gangster nigga, most street nigga, oh, he's a sucker. Like they ready, he killed this boy, his best friend. He's supposed to nah, nigga. That nigga knew he won't for that, and his pops told him not to do that shit. And instead of him 6 months, 12 months later getting in the courtroom, pointing you out and being a snitch ass, bitch ass nigga, he got out the car. You have to respect that.
So when it come to snitches, like everyone, pretty much got their legendary snitches from their town, but we rarely hear about Boston. You know, like what's to that? Like, is a lot of solid dudes from that area.
That's funny. Right off the hand, I can't think of no everybody give the dude from that movie Mad Love, but he ratted with the, Boy George, our boy George. He ratted, but he was in the Fed with niggas. But he ratted. He had mad weed. That's the movie with when the girl fucking what damn movie is that? It might be Blow, but and they switched it. But it was weed. He was telling you. Ever seen the movie Blow?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
seen
that
bro.
Spanish movie. Yeah, that's Boy George's story. He's from Boston, but he ratted.
Oh yeah, Boston George.
Boston George, yeah, Boston George. Yeah, I said keep saying boy, Boston George, but he told.
Yeah,
But
you right. He did
but it's
tell, and he
but
out of jail right now.
no, he's home.
Ain't he
Yeah, he's
dead?
home. I know. Yeah, he ain't dead. He's home. But a lot of and I got niggas that like I told you, the niggas from my block that went up. Nigga, a couple of my men, my closest men, he said Sean Cody. Yo, you got me fucking saying Sean. I don't even know. Listen, oh yeah, nah. But see, that's one thing that's fucked up. I ain't gonna front. I mean, within our city, yeah, we got it bad out here, man. I mean, early in the game, that's what another on another level. Like I'll be trying to tell people, I don't even know why they be bringing it up, and I think I put it on a little live that I had. It's like I don't. That's why I kind of don't like certain people that'll run up on me or be in a situation and be like, yo, you was talking to him. You know he be talking and he talk. Well, tell that man that. Do something about it because we got him bad out here, bro. We got him bad out here. Like we got him real bad out here. And like he keep putting up Timmy Tap, like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, back in the days, like we went past and what you asked me, like, you know, back in the days when I was coming up, 90, 91, if that was on your joint, that it would be very old school status, very bad for you. You'd be lucky if you make it or you'd have moved to Atlanta or some shit like that. But right now, I mean, it matters where you at and who you rat on. But we kind of got it a little bad out here. It's definitely ain't gonna try to make it. It's a lot of real solid dudes and a lot of people get busy out here. But it's a lot of niggas that yeah, it's a lot of rats. Definitely, a lot of jealous rats. A lot of motherfuckers tell old niggas because they don't like what the fuck they doing. Banana eating style.
No, hold on, man. No, I definitely understand that, man. And you know, when it come to that type of behavior, it's a lot of things that's going on in the media right now. Let me ask you a question. So when it come to, you know, say that your father is a rat, does that automatically make you a mouse? Meek Mill said it in his rhymes. You know, Philly Cats, King Garner, he pretty much goes with that slogan. You know, Meek Mill said it first. If your father's a rat, they make you a mouse. So I don't believe that. So I want to say that on record. But I just want to hear how you feel about that.
I mean, first of all, I'm gonna say, did I know? And I be talking about it a lot. The niggas don't have common sense no more. And my answer to it with common sense would tell you that that's fucking stupid because everybody is their own individual. Now I can understand if you trying to like emulate to the fullest or like do the same thing as your father, whatever. It's just like Michael. Don't you guys know that the Michael Jordan that everybody loves of basketball, he has a son. He can't play basketball like Michael Jordan. So that's
Salute Eric for being a member of the channel, man. Salute you, fam.
that's my reverse. That's how I get down. I make metaphors off of things that might not make sense to others, but Michael Jordan's got a son and he can't play basketball, bro. Well, he thinks he can. He probably could play better than me, but he can't play on a professional level. So my answer that you asking me straight up, I don't believe in that bullshit. And that's how a lot of things always get misconstrued and how things are always represented and always given to us and how people follow, like I said before, not being a follower and being a leader of your own life in your own mind. It's like not fuck Meek Mills, but like you're listening to Meek Mills talk about somebody that's a rat, and like we all know this, and I'm not gonna go heavy into this, but again, you're listening to somebody that every day and all the time he's dapping and hanging around a bunch of you know people that doing a lot of things that's not righteous and that are
Mhm.
rats. So that's ridiculous. But like I said, the answer straight up to me is like, no, you're not no rat because your father's a rat. That doesn't make any sense at all. You don't got shit to do with what your father did.
And you know what's interesting? I actually did a video probably about a week ago with my boy who was just in here, Wild Bill Radio. Salute Wild Bill Radio. Y'all go follow my boy as well as T History on YouTube. But the thing is his man's was in his joint on the live with an elbow, right? And he asked him about his father, and he was like, "Yo, what's up with your pops?" He was like, my pops dead to me, fam. He been dead for 10 years. And then he got to saying that his pops died the moment his pops became a snitch.
I mean, that's crazy. Some people carry it like that. Like I said, maybe again because I don't consider but I don't think that that has anything neither. Because the same way I would give Poe is that like it's like anything else that's really natural. Is that, and I can give them that if that shit's real, if it's really his pops and all that shit, and it's not clout chasing, no pun, is that like if you love somebody, you love somebody. Like, you know, if your sister or your brother do something fucked up, man, you still like if it like I say, my sister, my like if I do something fucked up, my sister, my mother gonna love me. That's what I love about them. So that's what I can
Right or
say.
wrong, huh?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they going, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even it be some fuck shit that I ain't got no
No, right
business
or
doing,
wrong. That's
but
that's really what love's supposed to
but
be, right or
yeah,
wrong. But
right or
you
wrong,
know,
like they even if they ain't gonna be in front of they, my mom's just gonna get them cameras the fuck out of my face, the fuck out of my son's face. She even after doing all that shit, my mom's gonna put on the show, but then she gonna come tell me like, nigga, what the fuck did you just do? But she ain't gonna tell y'all I'm a sucker or I'm a bitch ass nigga or I'm dead because I did this. So that's the problem again that we have across America, that we've been staying with the wrong information to believe that you gotta go out as being such of a gangster. But people that, you know what I'm saying, trading their lives and tattoo themselves up and put themselves engaged into that shit that deep, to believe in that, I mean, that's that man's opinion and that's his business. I think the shit is totally nuts, but I can't say that he's wrong. If that's what he feels and that's how he's carrying it, that's the way that he's gonna carry it. You know, it's gonna be a day probably that he's gonna feel sorry that he said that or he feel that way, but maybe he won't. But I know the average person or somebody who has any type of heart, any type of compassion or common sense, know again that that don't have anything to do with him. But I think that he probably said that because knowing, well, you said an elbow, but just knowing that hey, he's still around a bunch of people with elbows, a bunch of monsters, that he just wanted to set it straight. That he ain't a part of that type of situation,
right,
keeping people the fuck away from him to make them think that he don't give a fuck about his pops like that, but he probably still don't really mean it like that, you know. But like I said, I just, and I'm saying that for further people, anybody who watch this, any youngsters, anybody grown, if that's your thought process, bro, like I said, I don't condone that shit. I don't even fuck around with nothing on the streets like that. I have been, I broke the law and will break the law in certain situations, but it's just certain times that I just think that like that's just crazy, and that's just our thought process is kind of off. We've seen that these type of tactics and certain things that we living by this code has not worked for us, and a lot of things that we be doing to each other don't work for us. So I mean, you gotta realize and recognize something has got to change, and that type of mentality for another brother as the dude that you said, I'm not gonna repeat his name, but to sit up there and tell somebody, oh, you're a mouse, oh, you what your dad is.
yeah, he's talking about Meek Mills. Meek Mills have a record where he says that if your father's a rat, I mean, if your father's a rat, that makes you a mouse. And then, like I said, it's Philly because King Erna, you know, that's his slogan almost. You know, the same thing.
hmm Like I said, that the only thing is, and that's what I said on off Edison, like you can't be what that guy says he is. Preach what you preach on one tongue or one cheek, and then
So how
say,
you feel about like Boston? Do y'all have like Muslim culture out there?
oh, we got a solid moss out here with
Okay,
moss and
hold on, hold on,
private.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me ask you something then. So when it comes to that, right? A lot of people would say that Muslims are supposed to be more so on the forgiving side. They are more so supposed to tell the truth. And when you are practicing your deen, some people would say you would probably be more towards snitch behavior, more towards someone coming forward in cases and getting justice. You know, when you practice in the deen, you know, it's part of it, right? Now, with that being said, how do you feel about, you know, people who do practice the deen and they still leave the street aspect?
I mean, like I said, that's where like even that I probably would do it in some areas in life myself, but that's just contradictory, obviously, because I don't necessarily. I get what you're saying. I don't necessarily believe that that person has to also ride out for a snitch or a rat or whatever. But like you saying, I think that that person should not go out his way. That's just like the whole hating thing for me. But I'm gonna stick to the program. But like, yeah, you why are you going out your way to over embarrass somebody, like you said, because you're supposed to be there to embrace that person, encourage that person, like you said, to do right and be truthful. Not that you're telling that person to go snitch on that person. I'm just talking about after the fact.
Right.
After the fact, if after the fact of what's been done, you should be one of the free first people to go and embrace that person and try to tell them all of that great information that you got. But that's why I had a problem myself, and that's another conversation I'm gonna answer, but I'm not gonna go too far. But that's why I had a problem, like what you asked me the question. We have a Mars one up here. The Mars, I think it's number 11 or 12. We have a big following of that, but it's just like yeah, 11. And it's a lot of contradictory. Them brothers, you always can get information from them brothers, and it can be supportful, but it's things like that because they deal with a lot of aggression. And I guess in some ways that's not too bad. But it's situations like this where you, like you said, you're trying to bring, you can't play two sides of the fence, no matter what you're doing. You know what I mean? So you can't sit out there and one cheek, one tongue and tell people, oh, oh, you're not this and you're not a good guy if you're running your mouth, but then you tell people to be honorable and you're kicking knowledge and you're supposed to be about embracing people and see them better their life because a person can rebound for things that they've done in the past. You know what I mean? So I just think that it's just yeah it's bad. It doesn't make sense what he's talking about when he does that.
No, I get it. I get it. I get it. I just wanted to ask you that question, man. I bring it up a little bit because I just want to hear people different perspectives on it and their thoughts. But with that being said, man, like what's going on with you, man? What can we expect from you going into 2020, man?
Well, we here now, 2020. Like I said, I just need the blessings for for everybody to eventually come around to me working on the T History channel. I'm also, trying to kick it and try to work something out with this brother, Death the Clout Chaser, wherever he at in the world. And also gonna put some music together at least by like March or April, even if it's like 5 joints and then I name it something. I don't even got it in process. Right now, I'm gonna probably just go ahead and do what I've been doing lately or this week is I'm gonna just grab some couple of beats and stuff and just put a couple of verses or some songs together, throw them on the gram and see where they go and see if somebody holler at me about some beats or try to get with your boy and throw them up here and just try to work that channel right and just try to just be on positive movements and just trying to grow that channel and along with the music, you know what I'm saying? Because that always be a roller coaster ride with me with the music because like I said, our environment, what's going on and where people's approaches is always changed. I end up being bipolar because of the situation of the audience and where people think music's supposed to be and that type of thing. But I'm gonna be messing with the music and I want to build with brothers. Continue to also have things going on with the big OG, um Jim dropping Kareem Johnson, and things like that. They just have sit downs and politic about life and just try to you know what I'm saying, trying to embrace this culture the right way without hurting anybody, without and tagging anybody's lives. Just trying to bring lives and save maybe the youth, and also like my approach that I've been trying to tell people too. We also got to save middle-aged people too. We can't always just be like about saving these kids. We also got to save people this a nice 10 to 35 to 62 too, because those are people, even though they had a time to get themselves right, they've been through. There's a lot of people that have been through things like me and more than me. With me just telling half of the story, I told, I mean, kind of a lot, but yeah, it's a lot of people that have issues. And one last thing on that note, I just want a lot of brothers and sisters to understand that don't hold nothing in your chest. and let things build up. Find somebody to talk to, because there's someone to listen to you, and there's somebody that don't think you're weird, you're crazy, or you're insane because that's what you're thinking. Because if you don't, it's gonna mess your head up, and then you're gonna lash out on somebody or do something crazy that doesn't deserve it, including yourself.
Dope, man. I definitely dig that, man. Shout out your social media, man.
I just got the on me on Facebook. I'm Juan Hicks. I don't really got too much up there except for bugging. And then on the Instagram, the same thing. What I talk, I shoot. Well, on the Instagram, I also have my Instagram is T Hickstory, but it's just T period Hickstory. Whereas the YouTube channel is TEE Hickstory. The history on both of them is HIXXSTORY for the history. And so on the gram, just like everybody else, throw flicks up there. Sometimes if I have a little freestyle or a little verse or something like that, I throw it up there. Now that I'm learning how to mess with this InShot, certain things, I throw some little cute little shit up there like everybody else been doing. And I also have little cooking, I got food too up there. And sorry, Erna, but I also have sea moss too. But I just do it. I ain't selling my sea moss, but I just got sea moss to show people and put people on and let people know about sea moss as well. So you definitely gonna see me on Instagram for that, for the sea moss on my food. And the slogan for that is "Gots to get it right, baby. You gots to get it right." That's about it, baby. I mean, I got much more, but that's about it. And you definitely got to check out my man, Death of the Cloud Chaser. Like I said, he's on fire. He's been putting it down, been busy for like the last, 2 weeks straight. You know what I'm saying? And he got me up here. And I hope a lot of y'all just get in tune and sub me. And just know that we coming, man, from all different type of angles. Nah, it ain't. That's why I told you on Tim Tap. Nah, it's HIXX story. Nah, not the regular Hicks. It's H. It's HIXX story, and they gotta be together. YouTube is TEEHIXXSTORY, and on Instagram is T dot HXXSTORY. Yeah, it's on the screen. That's how you get me on YouTube. And the other one, Instagram, is just T period history. Right. Good looking, brother. We woke for 2020. I'm out here. Peace to the real people out there, man, viewing in, paying attention to what's going on. I'm new to this. The baby's crawling, man.
Yeah, y'all, this is a good thing for y'all to go to work to, man. It's a Boston story, man, a real version. The version that you've been looking to hear. I'm telling you, it's something different. So when you hear this on the playback, man, y'all definitely hit them like buttons. Y'all definitely subscribe. Y'all definitely need to share this, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no
Become part of the
doubt.
family, man. Be a sponsor. Shout out to Eric. He definitely became a member of the channel today. And we like to see more of y'all do that, man. So until then, man, salute, man. It's definitely the Cloud Chaser TV, man. His link will be in the description.
TX3, peace, y'all. Thanks for the